Today's horoscope, Libra April 17, 2025. Discover your future with my daily horoscope for you about love, work, health, money and compatibility with other signs. Mercury moves back into your partnership sector today for a transit that's active until May 10th. This transit first occurred very recently, from March 3rd to the 29th, but then backed up due to retrograde motion. Now and in the weeks ahead, conversations that were left unfinished may resume, or information that eluded you last month can emerge. It can be a fine time to open the airwaves with someone special. People in your life can help you get in better touch with your ideas since conversations with others jumpstart your thinking processes. Someone may encourage you to think or express yourself more fully. With the influence of a Mercury-Neptune alignment today, even though there can be something up in the air, you're likely to accept the mystery. You might come to a happy agreement with someone, spoken or not. This can be a time of intriguing conversations or inspiring thoughts and fantasies, enhanced by letting your imagination loose. Unusual elements help strengthen a love relationship or creative partnership. It's time to let your imagination and heart open vibrantly today. As mental Mercury, our cosmic messenger planet of the mind and communication, dances into perfect conjunction with Neptune, you'll be feeling inspired in all areas of life. Spend some time being soft and sensual with your one and only, cuddling up on the couch, watching movies, or spending some time listening to music that you both enjoy. Bust out the wine and candles, take a bubble bath, and feel each other's skin against one another. Moments like this are magical and are what life is truly about. It is time to ask again. You may have posed a question, pitch, or discussion around the beginning of March that went unanswered. Perhaps the other party did not know what they could say or do to continue a working relationship with you. As a result, you could have been put on hold. Although this has been frustrating, you have another opportunity to revive this conversation when Mercury re-enters Aries. Gather your courage to reopen this conversation. You will not regret giving it another shot since you may finally receive an answer. You can be extremely conscientious regarding your diet when you put your mind to it. Think of the lion out in the wild. Only the freshest kill will do for a lion and her cubs. When it comes to feeding her little ones, she lets nothing stand in her way. Try using this feline mentality when you visit your local organic grocer. Go up to the clerks and ask which vegetables are freshest and treat yourself to the best the land has to offer. You can often be reserved and stoic. It is as natural for you as breathing is. However, on this day filled with your own essence, you can take this to an extreme that can see you alone and lonely. It is imperative that you learn how to connect with others. You don't need to have a multitude of friends, but sharing trust with a couple of close people is necessary for you to fulfill your path. Without being an active member of the human race, experience will be lost. Within the space of a few hours, the Moon and Mercury will both be on the move today, and while they will both end the day in a different place from where they began, they will begin and end the day in harmony. Before leaving your income sector, the Moon will form a friendly aspect to Mercury, who by then will be in his final hours in your work sector. Meanwhile, by the time Mercury, the planet of communication, returns to your relationship sector, the Moon will be in your communication sector, once more allowing them to work together. In a case of perfect timing, 17 days after Mercury, the planet of communication retrograde back out of your relationship sector, he not only returns today, but a few hours after the Moon's return to your communication sector. A day after the asteroid Juno, the queen of commitment and especially commitment to your relationships, left your communication sector, the Moon has returned to capture her resolve to keep the communication lines open, just as Mercury returns with the means to do just that. Daily Planetary Overview. As we enter the second half of Mercury's post-retrograde shadow phase, the cosmic tides begin to shift yet again, this time with Mercury re-entering bold, fiery Aries. If you've been feeling like you've been walking through mental fog, dealing with lingering miscommunications, delays, or second-guessing your decisions, you're not alone. But here's the good news: clarity is on the horizon. This period marks an opportunity to wrap up the last threads of Mercury retrograde's chaos. It's a time for resolution, reflection, and most importantly, courage. Mercury in Aries empowers you to speak your mind with renewed honesty and assertiveness. If something's been weighing on you, this is your cosmic green light to release it. Whether it's a conversation you've been avoiding, a truth you've been holding in, or even a realization about your path forward, now is the time to be boldly authentic. That said, being direct doesn't have to mean being harsh. This isn't about confrontation for the sake of it, it's about owning your thoughts and feelings in a way that clears space for growth. And when we communicate from a place of self-awareness, we make room for deeper understanding in our relationships. You may find yourself encountering some lingering challenges over the next few days, old issues resurfacing, delays in plans, or misaligned expectations. Don't view these moments as setbacks. Instead, see them as opportunities to refine your course. Life has a way of giving us gentle nudges, and sometimes strong pushes, in the direction we're meant to go. If you're noticing recurring themes or emotional patterns, ask yourself what the lesson is. What are you being asked to revisit, and how can you approach it differently this time? When change arrives, and it likely will, try not to resist it. We all know how tempting it can be to cling to the familiar, even when it's not serving us. But change often carries the seeds of our next breakthrough. Whether it's in your career, relationships, or personal mindset, welcome these shifts with open arms. You may be surprised at the new people, ideas, and experiences that enter your life as a result. Of course, with all this fiery energy in the air, it's important to temper boldness with mindfulness. If you feel yourself getting impatient or frustrated, especially with others, pause and breathe. You may find yourself involved in more disagreements than usual, particularly if you're projecting a "my way or the highway" attitude. This is a good time to practice active listening, to tune into what others are feeling, even if they're not saying it outright. If someone's being difficult or evasive, don't let it derail your day. Sometimes, extending grace is more powerful than proving a point. In relationships, romantic, platonic, or professional, you may notice some tension, especially if you've been keeping things bottled up. Instead of jumping into conflict, take a moment to check in with yourself. What are you really feeling? What do you need? Once you're clear on that, approach the situation with calm confidence. Communication doesn't have to be dramatic to be effective. Financially, this may not be the ideal time to make big moves. If you've been feeling uncertain about money or frustrated by missteps in spending, take it as a cue to slow down and reassess. Avoid large investments or high-risk ventures for now. Stick to smaller purchases, budget mindfully, and if you're working with financial advisors, be especially discerning. This isn't about fear, it's about smart, intentional choices that align with your long-term security. Your physical health and well-being may also need some gentle attention. You might be feeling pressure from multiple areas of your life right now, which can lead to stress. But stress doesn't have to derail your wellness. Instead of abandoning your routine altogether, find a rhythm that honors where you are. Maybe that means taking a slower walk instead of a long workout, or meditating for a few minutes before bed. This is a great time to reconnect with your body's signals, learn what balance looks like for you, not just what the world says it should be. Many people think self-care is about bubble baths or spa days, and while those are lovely, real self-care also looks like being honest about your limits, saying no when needed, and nourishing your body with movement and rest in equal measure. If you've let your wellness routine slip lately, consider this your invitation to come back, not with guilt, but with curiosity. So, as this next chapter unfolds, embrace the clarity that Mercury in Aries brings. Be brave with your words, thoughtful with your actions, and open to the lessons life is offering you, especially the unexpected ones. You are being invited to move forward, not with force, but with presence.